NWA Cane Corsos proudly presents the Southern Classic Litter. The breeding between Scandafio's Rambo and NWA's Nyla is confirmed, and pups will be here within 30 days. Get ahead of the pack by getting your application in at nwacanecorsos.com. Our pups come with a 24-month health guarantee. Contact us on any platform at NWA Cane Corsos. We stand behind our dogs.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So after the WBC gave Devin Haney a deadline to decide if he was going to either move up to 140 and challenge Regis Prograis for his title or defend his WBC title at 135, Devin chose to move up to 140 and fight against Regis Prograis. Now, Shakur Stevenson, he reacted to the news, and he said Shakur Stevenson, he should have made the exact same sacrifices that Devin Haney made when he went over to Australia. He took the 25% and even signed a 2-fight deal to fight for all of the belts against George Kambosos, or at least 3 out of the 4. Now, Shakur, he came out, he said, I respect the WBC and Mauricio, but come on, y'all can't allow him not to fight me, move up in weight, and hold the belts. That don't even make sense. But what really doesn't make sense is the fact that Shakur Stevenson, he is the mandatory, and he knows how mandatory splits works. He knows how purse bid splits work. So as a mandatory challenger who's getting a title shot, you can't turn down the title shot and then say, how are you going to let this guy not fight me and then keep the belts? There's only one reason why Devin Haney wants to keep the belts, and that is to keep the pressure on Shakur Stevenson to take a Devin Haney fight for the belt. See, because the thing is, Devin Haney, he never turned down a Shakur Stevenson fight. If Devin Haney would have turned down the Shakur Stevenson fight, then they would have to strip him, and they would have to either give the belt to Shakur Stevenson or have Shakur fight someone else for the vacant title. So when Shakur Stevenson says, how are you guys going to let him keep the belt? Shakur could have actually did something about that. Shakur is in a position to where he could easily snatch that belt away from Devin Haney. All he has to do is accept the title shot that was offered to him. And then it would be up to Devin Haney to either accept the split or vacate the belt. Speaking of that, when Shakur Stevenson was asked about him being offered the Devin Haney fight, he said, even if he would have accepted the 25%, Devin Haney probably still would not have taken the fight. But even if that were the case, Shakur Stevenson, once again, he would have been able to take Devin Haney's belt away. Just like Shakur Stevenson, he was able to take Oscar Valdez's belt when he was Valdez's mandatory at 122 or 126. And Oscar Valdez, he decided to vacate the belt rather than fight against his mandatory Shakur Stevenson. So while the WBC, they're still deciding if they're going to allow Devin Haney to keep that belt at 135, at the end of the day, this was in Shakur Stevenson's hands. He could have easily either fought for all of the belts or forced Devin Haney to vacate the belt if Devin Haney were to not accept the fight at all, just completely turn down the fight. So while Shakur Stevenson says this makes no sense what the WBC is doing or thinking about doing, for Devin Haney, it makes all the sense in the world because he can now put more pressure on Shakur Stevenson to take the title fight against Devin Haney.
Opportunity to fight for undisputed, and that's
100%. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I took it before. That was a chance if he wanted to, fight for all the belts, and he would have took it. If he really believed in himself, he trusted his skills, then he would have took it like I did at one point. At the end of the day, that's what you got to do to become the man in the division, the guy. You got to sacrifice. I've done it. Many greats have done it, and I'm in this position because I have, and that's why I feel like I should be able to keep my belt at 135 because I risked it. I put it all on the line to be in this position, and I don't want to just give him my belt. I want to be able to still defend them eventually in the future and keep him because I am the undisputed champion.
So you guys just heard what Devin Haney said. He said he wants to keep his belts because he wants to defend the belts. Defending the belts means he wants to fight against Shakur Stevenson. There would be no other reason to keep the belts at 135. Devin knows that Shakur Stevenson would love to fight for the vacant belts. That's why Shakur just recently said, how does he get to move up to 140 and keep the belts? Devin wants to try his best to make Shakur Stevenson go through him to get that WBC belt. If things do play out that way, then that means Shakur Stevenson will most likely have to fight in another title eliminator. Shakur already said that the main person he wants to fight is Lomachenko, which is the fight that makes the most sense if he's not going to be fighting Devin Haney. Shakur Stevenson versus Lomachenko is the perfect fight. We get to see a perfect comparison of how Shakur would do against Lomachenko as opposed to Devin Haney. But that would just almost be too good to be true. I don't think Lomachenko wants to fight Shakur, at least the way he's been talking. You know, he told Shakur Stevenson when Shakur called him out that he still has unfinished business with Devin Haney when he was never even negotiating with Devin Haney for a rematch. So it made no sense for Lomachenko to tell Shakur that. Now we already know what Devin Haney is going to do next. Loma has no excuse not to fight Shakur. He's most likely going to end up fighting against George Kambosos, unless Shakur Stevenson and Top Rank gives Lomachenko an offer he can't refuse to fight Shakur. Let's see how it all plays out. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes,
Fever blisters, diabetic ulcers.
this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Olakey Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to Olakey.com.
Like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.
My name is Chris, and I'm all the way here from Anchorage, Alaska at Scalp Carolinas, and I'm here for my second treatment of SMP. Well, I was sitting at home one day and going over my Facebook page, and they have different, like advertisements popping up, and I saw one for SMP, and I saw some pictures of some guys, before and after, and I was looking at that, and it caught my attention, so I Googled it. SMP, nothing showed up in my area. So, I did a little more research, and all of a sudden, Scalp Carolinas popped up in the web browser. So I started watching his videos and seeing all the reaction from all the other people. We talked on the phone, we made appointments and everything. I sent him pictures, and he looked at them, and I was like, can you fix this? And, he pretty much said, no problem. My first session, he made me feel extremely comfortable. It was almost like I was talking to family. He started, and during the whole treatment, we talked and, about our families and our life and, and things that he does and things that I do. And before I know it, the first session was over. When you see someone doing something that they love, as much as I see Enoch Glover love what he does, it shows in his work. I wouldn't point anyone in any other direction but here to North Carolina, Scalp Carolinas, to get this done.